Hi, my name is Elsie DeMagan, and I started with Nike on March 11th, 1998. It's really funny how I got hired because my son used to work here back in the early 90s, and so I knew the managers and the most of the management team. And so when Scott Yee was a manager at the time, he was walking along with the assistant head coach Robert Miller, and they walked in front of the store that I was working. It's across the parking lot. It was called Adolfo's, which is no longer there. And I just casually asked if they were hiring, and he said, "Yeah, come on in." So the next day, I put in my application, and I started working the next week, or maybe that very at the end of the week. I forget, it's been so long. The store was half the size it is now. I would come in and purchase stuff, and my kids were all into the Air Force Ones. I've never had Nikes until I came to work here. I wear nothing but Nikes now. And I love the Pegasus. Those are my favorite shoes. So I became friendly with the staff. I knew most of the kids that worked here with my son, and now I've known a lot of people coming through here. I've been through a lot of managers. I've been through at least 6 managers here. I've managed to outstay them. I started out in footwear, and at the time we had the wooden benches, and I had to take the wooden benches and put them in front of the bins so that I can front face and size the bins, because I'm kind of height challenged right now. So that's what I did. And then I went to apparel and got to know some of the technology in apparel, which is kind of fun. And then I'm in mostly for the last, I don't know, I guess maybe 15 years. I've been in cashier. And now I'm an admin assistant, and I'm kind of help with the closing and opening of the store. I aid the ops manager in whatever she needs to be done with hiring and stuff like that. So in 2003, I had to go find myself or redefine myself. So I went to Michigan to live with my daughter, and I started out in Monroe. I worked there about 6 months. I was lucky that the manager was able to get me on board as a full-time. And so I worked with them 6 months, and then they closed the store in Monroe. I was given the option to stay with Nike or seek other employment, and I chose to stay with the company and go to Howell, Michigan. Bridget Cotton, who was the manager at the time, was willing to take me on full-time again. So I didn't lose any of my full-time status until I decided to come back here, and they didn't have a full-time position for me, so I got hired back here in Gilroy as a part-time over. When I first started, it was all about numbers. That was the focus when I first came in. And then it went to customer service, and then it went back to budgets and those numbers again. And now we're back into customer service, which I think is probably better, because if you have customer service, then your numbers are going to go up. I mean, it just makes sense, right? If you do good in customer service, you're going to have people coming back. And I have repeat customers. I mean, I recognize a lot of the faces. I don't always remember the names, but they always remember me, from 10, 15, 20 years ago. And they always, whenever they come in, they give me a shout out, and "Oh, you've been here forever." Yeah, so I get that a lot. And, it's kind of nice when people recognize you and the service that you give them. I like working with the public. I like meeting people from all over the world. I like all the visitors that come through here. I like the kids that I've worked with. I can't really say. My kids asked me the same thing, and I said, because I like working here. What else am I supposed to say? That's how my kids think I'm crazy because I'm still here. They used to tell me, go out and get a real job. I said, but I like what I'm doing. Why would I want to go work somewhere else where I don't like what I'm doing? So this is why I stayed. I was diagnosed with cancer in January of 2016. And So when I found out, I was devastated. My grandson was there. He used to work here. And I came home from seeing the doctor, and he was there. He gave me comfort. And so I didn't know what to expect, because, you know, my sister had had 10 years before, and she came through it. So I was kind of not feeling good about it, but I knew if my sister could make it, then I could make it. I had a lumpectomy with 2 lymph nodes removed. So in April of 2016, I started with my chemo treatments, and I did 8 weeks over from April to July. The chemo was kind of hard because it made you kind of made you sick. I did it okay, and in September I started my 5 weeks of radiation. I'm on regular visits now every 3 months, and so hopefully I can graduate. I understand I'm supposed to be on this every 3 months for like about 5 years. But Nike has been so supportive and given me the time off. I was off for like maybe 8 months in that time, and I came here, and the team was wonderful. They told me to take as much time as I needed to get through this. And I'm so appreciative of all their supports, of everybody here. I couldn't ask for a better team to help me through my treatments and stuff. I guess you could say I'm in remission. I have a appointment to take another mammogram at the end of the month, and so hopefully it's going to be the same. And so my sister hasn't had her recurrence in the last 10 years, so I'm hoping that I'm going to follow in her footsteps and have the same thing. So cross my fingers, and it's not going to come back. I think the main thing is to remain open to new ideas. If you're open to new ideas, you're always ready for change. If you're not ready for change, then, you know, the world is moving fast. In order to stay with the world, you need to be able to evolve into the new coming of the age. Do your best, remain true to yourself, do the best you can, be the best you can. Just stay positive, and just to be able to adapt to the new positions, to new people, to new management team. You know, you have to learn to adapt to certain changes. If you can't adapt to certain changes, then you're not going to last. Where do I see Nike in the future? I think with all their innovations and technology, they're still going to be number one. It's number one now, and people, I noticed like other companies are starting to follow with the running shoes and the soles and all of that stuff, where Nike was first to innovate that. I just see them breaking through barriers and making things better. My favorite moment from the last 20 years was when they handed me my plaque. It was a visit from Patty and Scott and Josh and his boss. I don't know what his boss's name is. They had a little thing right here in the middle, and I was so honored to get that. And then I got a call from Ryan Taylor, and it was so unexpected. He said, "I can't believe that you've been here 20 years." And I said, I knew. He didn't even say hello or hi. I just knew it was him. I was so excited to hear from him, because he's one of my favorite people too. So I've had so many favorite people that are not here, but Ryan's still here, and I love Ryan Taylor. Thank you, Nike, for giving me 20 years of something that I like to do and want to be here every day. I don't think many people can say that, you know, to a job that they like and want to stay with. If I could work another 20 years, I would stay. But as age would have it, I'm putting limitations on myself in order to stay healthy and stuff. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful things you've done for me.